Hi, I'm Nick Palmisciano, and this is a Bad News Network special report. Everyone's kicking off right now with some extremely spicy takes on Colin Kaepernick and Nike. At first, after throwing up in my mouth for a little while, I was going to not weigh in, but we here at BNN don't shy away from adversity. It's time to talk. Nike is a $36.4 billion company. I promise that they don't just run marketing campaigns without doing a ton of statistical analysis and testing so that they make sure that they get exactly what they want out of it. What is happening right now with the negative response is not only what they expected, it's exactly what they wanted. Let's start by looking at the core audience that might be pissed off. Primarily police and veterans. Nike does $14.6 billion in North America. If you combine the United States, Mexico, and Canada together, that gives you a pool of about 495,500,000 people. Most of the stuff they sell is to people between the ages of 18 and 40. While there are about 20 million United States veterans, only about 2 million are under the age of 45. There are 1.5 million police under the age of 45. When you account for the fact that 20% of them are already veterans, that gives you a number of about 1.2 million additional police. So you've got 1.2 million cops and 2 million veterans that might be pissed off. Many of them aren't, but if we assume that every single one of them is, that gives us 0.65% of the total North American population. That isn't even a drop in the bucket. Meanwhile, for many reasons, including President Trump's involvement, media hyperbole, and a desire to push the worst in police behavior to the forefront, even though these things are anomalies, confidence in police behavior is at an all-time low. And do you know what age demographic in particular views police poorly? According to Gallup, that's the 18 to 35-year-old demographic, precisely the demographic that Nike targets. Additionally, Kaepernick has made this an issue of police versus minorities. Despite the fact that there is currently no evidence that shows that there is an increase of police brutality or shooting based on the race of the person involved, the perception is still that you're more likely to be killed if you are black or Latino. As such, there's significantly more support for Kaepernick in the black and Latino communities. Both of these communities have 1.5 trillion in buying power on an annual basis. So that's 3 trillion in buying power for a group of people that do not feel that the police are treating them equally. It's important to understand that both the black and Latino markets have polled extremely well for this marketing campaign by Nike. So essentially, Nike put a black mark on 0.65% of the population in order to curry favor with the $3 trillion and growing black and Latino market, along with their core demographic of 18 to 35-year-olds of all races. If you're currently nodding begrudgingly right now and saying, all right, I get it from a business standpoint, but it's still messed up. Why did they have to use the word sacrifice? I've got an answer for you. They used it because of you, the pissed off cop or the pissed off vet. When you hear the word sacrifice, you immediately think of the dead. You think of the wounded. You think of people that have given for something greater than themselves. You even might think about other athletes like Muhammad Ali, who lost the 4 best years of his athletic career because he was fighting something that he believed in, whether you agree with him or not. There was sacrifice there. So what did Kaepernick sacrifice? Again, they knew you'd have this reaction. They knew you'd make the memes. They know how tight-knit this community is. They know that the veteran pages would all start sharing this stuff. They know that there would be negative reaction. And let's face it, negative reactions always get the most clicks. And people are clicking to such an extent that we're not even talking about President Trump this week. Everyone is saying it. Nike, Nike, Nike. They did the math. They used you. And now every time there's a picture of somebody cutting off the swoosh on their socks or cutting off the swoosh on their shorts or coloring in the swoosh on some other garment they have, they are getting free earned media. And frankly, that's the goal of any great marketer. And for those of you saying, well, their share price just dropped a ton, don't be surprised if they weren't planning on that as well, and you'll see a Nike share buyback, which investors absolutely love. And 5 years from now, when there are significant limits on police power, which every cop will tell you is happening right now as we speak, Nike's going to hold this up as a case study showing how they did the right thing, when in fact they were just playing the numbers. I'm never going to try to tell anybody how they should think. So if you believe that Colin Kaepernick should kneel, cool. If you think that he's a piece of crap for kneeling, cool. I don't know which side's going to win in the end, but what I do know is that capitalism always wins. And right now, Nike's looking like a winner. And with that, I'm Nick Palmashana with this Bad News Network special report. We know it was probably depressing. That's why I'm going over happy with this closing.